Multiple sclerosis, or MS, is a bit like a surprise party you never asked for. Did you know that no two people with MS have the exact same symptoms? It's true. One person might wake up feeling like they ran a marathon they didn't sign up for, all tingly and tired. Another might have trouble seeing like they're looking through fog. Or maybe their balance is off. It's like your body's communication system, the nerves, are playing a game of telephone and the message gets all jumbled up. So, when you're living with something this unpredictable, you start looking for anything that can bring a little bit of, predictability. People try all sorts of things. Diets, exercises, medications, you name it. And sometimes you stumble upon something that sounds a little different. But when you're dealing with MS, you get brave. You get curious. You think, what have I got to lose? Except maybe some of those pesky symptoms. That's where stories of new approaches start to bubble up. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Before we dive deeper into how the Avacen device can make a difference, let's take a quick moment to chat. If you're finding this video helpful or interesting, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel and lets us know we're on the right track. And hey, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. We've got a lot more coming your way on living with MS and ways to improve your daily life. But wait, we want to hear from you too. Have you tried the Avacen or any other unique therapies? What's been your experience? Or maybe you have a topic you'd love for us to cover in a future video? Drop your comments below. Your stories and suggestions help build this community and guide us in creating content that matters to you. So, let's keep the conversation going. Alright, so what is this Avacen thing I'm talking about? Is it a new dance move? No. Is it a complicated robot? Nope, not that either. The Avacen device is actually pretty simple, which I love. It's a medical device, but don't let that scare you. It looks a bit like a futuristic hand mitt. You just put your hand inside. That's it. No needles, no weird potions. Just your hand, chilling out in this warm, cozy little chamber. It's like a spa day for your hand. So, how does this hand spa actually help with something as complicated as MS? Well, the Avacen uses something called thermotherapy. It gently warms the blood in the palm of your hand. And because your palm has all these unique blood vessels, it's a great spot to do this. The idea is that this warmed blood then circulates throughout your whole body. And this increased circulation and muscle relaxation is thought to help ease some of those MS symptoms. Using it is super straightforward. You sit down, you put your hand in the device, and you turn it on. Sessions usually last about 15 to 30 minutes. You can do it while you're watching TV, or listening to music, or even meditating. The main purpose of the Avacen, especially for folks with MS, is to help manage those chronic symptoms that can really mess with your day-to-day life. It's about improving your quality of life. Now, let's be real. When people first hear about the Avacen, especially for something as serious as MS, there's usually a little bit of, I mean, you're telling me putting my hand in a warm box is going to help my legs feel less like lead? Or help me sleep better? It sounds a little like science fiction. So, skepticism? Oh yeah, there's plenty of that to go around. And that's okay. It's good to ask questions. It's good to wonder, especially when you've probably tried a million other things that didn't quite do the trick. I heard about this one woman, let's call her Brenda. Brenda has MS and she's tried pretty much everything. So when her friend mentioned Avacen, Brenda was like, oh, here we go again. Another miracle gadget. But her friend was persistent. And Brenda? Well, Brenda was tired. Tired of the pain, tired of the fatigue. So, she thought, alright, fine. I'll try your fancy hand warmer. What's the worst that can happen? My hand gets really, really clean? That's the spirit, Brenda. So, people try it. They put their hand in the little warm machine. Maybe they're still thinking, this is silly. But then something happens. For some, it's not a big, dramatic movie moment, it's subtle. Maybe after a few weeks of using Avacen regularly, they notice they're not quite as stiff in the morning. Or that nagging pain in their back isn't screaming quite as loud. It's like the volume on their symptoms got turned down a notch or two. And that, my friends, is a big deal. It's those little changes that start to add up. I remember reading about a guy named Tom. Tom loved to garden. But MS made it so hard. His hands would ache, his energy would just disappear. He started using the Avacen, not really expecting much. But then, one afternoon, he found himself out in his garden, pulling weeds for a whole hour. He said he just stopped and looked at his hands, amazed. He hadn't been able to do that in years. It wasn't just about the gardening. It was about getting a piece of himself back. Once people start seeing these positive changes, they don't usually keep it to themselves. You know how it is. When you find something good, like a great new restaurant or a TV show I'm on, you want to tell everyone. It's the same with Avacen. People start sharing their experiences. Maybe they tell their doctor, maybe they tell their MS support group, or maybe they hop online and join a forum or a Facebook group dedicated to Avacen users. And suddenly, they're not alone in this. They find a whole community of people who get it, who understand the skepticism, the hope, and the joy of finding some relief. This community feedback is so important. It's where people can ask questions, share tips, and encourage each other. Someone might post, "Hey, I've been using it for 2 weeks and I'm not sure I feel anything yet." And someone else will chime in, "Hang in there! It took me a month to really notice a difference, but it was worth it." This shared journey makes the whole process feel more manageable. It's a reminder that you're part of something bigger, a support system, like a really good bra, but for your MS journey. So, what's the big takeaway here? This Avacen device, this little hand-warming machine, seems to be making a real difference for some folks living with MS. It's not magic. It's not going to make MS disappear overnight. We all wish it could, right? But what it does offer is a non-invasive, drug-free way to potentially manage some of those really tough symptoms. The pain that wears you down, the stiffness that makes every movement a challenge, the fatigue that steals your day. For many, it's offering a bit of relief, a bit of comfort, a bit more control over their own bodies. The stories we've heard, from Brenda's initial eye roll to Tom's joy in his garden, they all point to one thing: hope. Hope that there are still things out there that can help. Hope that life can be a little easier, a little more enjoyable, even with MS. And it's not just about the physical symptoms. It's about the mental and emotional lift that comes from feeling even a little bit better. When you're in less pain, you have more energy. When you have more energy, you can do more things.